Letter number 7. 7 weeks in hell. Not knowing how far 7 weeks would stretch was mercy in disguise. She would have never made it. And still, love remained. Now, always, regardless. Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. I failed yesterday. I completely failed and slipped into a deep pattern throughout our conversation, ultimately soothing myself. But there is a silver lining. I recognized it almost immediately after, and I also recognized that it's a bit more complicated than that, so maybe it actually was not a failure after all, but step forward into removing that pattern once for all. I see this pattern weaving through the last year and a half. Not always bad, and really not bad within the context of other behaviors, as this one is more self-destructive than externally oriented. However, it is my contribution, one of them anyway, to our dynamic, one part of our dynamic that needs to be corrected. It's also so subtle and innocent because who I am and who I strive to be, and that is kind and loving, not only towards the people I love the most, but everyone, wanting to help anyone who is suffering by holding space and gently reflecting back through as much presence and awareness as possible. That's where I failed towards the end of our conversation. I got carried away by my desire, need, want to be connected to you. Then I stopped mirroring and slipped into bargaining with the I want to talk again, which I do, and that's okay, more than anything, but not under the circumstances of us ignoring some major things that have happened, some major actions that you took towards me. We cannot pretend that does not exist. We cannot pretend without an acknowledgement that that didn't happen, and in some way that's what it felt like. I'm not saying we should not be able to have these kinds of conversations without bringing the us dynamic into the mix. We can and should, and in a way we were always able to effectively compartmentalize, but there has to be a balance. Just like with everything, right? There has to be balance. We lost that balance. And while I can not have expectation of you to recognize and work with me, I can have expectation of me and also at the same time take care of me. As usual, you're not the only one in this dynamic. There will always be two of us, always, just like with everybody else, just like you and V, you and your sister, you and W, you and Dad, you and your mom, you and Mercedes, you and me. Regardless if you are not talking to me at all, or you're talking to me some, or you talk to me every day, there is an exchange of energy, there is vibration, and it serves attention and intention. I'm not sure why you texted me and then we spoke on the phone for 50 minutes. I asked if you were checking in or wanting to talk. You said checking in. So I guess the whole phone call was about checking in. This is where I am and what I'm doing currently, so why to share with me specifically considering our dynamic? Or is it separate from that? And if so, how? I need to organize it in some ways so I can handle it. See, while I genuinely want to know and be connected to you and help you, at the same time I am in love with you. I believe we are meant to work through this, to evolve the love we have into something else, into healing our wounded selves and be able to show up for love and to love in a new way. You don't seem to want to do that. You can't. You have other priorities. That is not where you want to put your energy into, so instead you are putting energy into removing it. Actively removing me so you can focus on something else. Yet you keep this threat back to me consciously or subconsciously, it doesn't matter. You wear my ring, you keep some reminders of me here and there, you talk to me-ish, or you don't talk to me at all. You don't see how every little thing you do I interpret as hope, that you will remember that whatever you are putting energy into, I can still be by your side, that it does not have to be either or, that it can be both. That is, in fact, a valid possibility. Well, I guess not until you actually decide to face your fears and step into that pain you were telling me about yesterday. Yes, I think it will explode, and you will be forced one way or another to move through your pain, because until you do, you will continue to be stuck where you are with some minor adjustments. And you can try to manage and control your external circumstances such as job, place, or removing me, etc. But nothing will change until you decide to face the pain. And trust me, oh please trust me when I tell you that I understand, because I do, I also do. It's so scary, and you should be scared because it will be brutal and you will wish you were dead. Many times you may beg for God or whatever to take you out. I know I did. On the floor, completely annihilated, I begged through tears. I begged and pleaded to be taken out. No pain was worth that. Nothing good can possibly be worth that. It's like human birth, which Sarah reminded me of yesterday. Human birth, beyond painful, bloody, messy, yet what comes after is new life. And you are birthing a new human, and so am I. And it's brutal. It's beyond brutal because it involves lifetimes, multiple, of traumas, wounds, soul contracts, injustice, abuse, death, pain, guilt, regret, shame, fear, but also grace, joy, compassion, empathy, laughter, gentleness, softness, romance, forgiveness, love. And all I want is to be able to hold and squeeze your hand while you're pushing through, to wipe the sweat off of your forehead, to hold you while you cry, or to shove you in the shower. I just want to be by your side, but that's me. That's not what you want or need. That's also not where you are, and that's all okay. Again, I get it. It's complicated and complex. One letter is not able to describe it in any capacity. Sadly, or thankfully, we are tied to time here, and time keeps on moving. Nothing ever stays the same, and things and situations and people keep showing up, keep pushing us, keep triggering us, until one day the pain spills over because it can no longer be contained. You're still containing your pain. You're still trying to hold it together, manage it, control it. The crescendo you keep talking about, that's the pain spilling. That's you allowing it to spill. That's you allowing yourself to step into it. And regardless of how you feel or what you believe or what you convince yourself to believe, you are not alone. You are not going to be alone. I will always be there when you need me. We will be here when you let her and allow her, regardless of how much you think she shouldn't have to. Your dad and W are always by your side, and so is my grandma most of the time. You will never be alone. Eventually it will spit, and while perhaps for now you still have a choice, at some point life will force you to go there, just like I have been forced there the moment you sent the text. It's been 7 weeks today since the text, 7 weeks of hell on earth. Pain I never believed I could endure, least survive. Pain that had me begging for my death, having nothing left. Pain so unbearable, I cannot describe it in any way. I cannot describe it. Nothing like that makes life worth living, yet here I am sitting here writing you this letter. Is the worst over? God, I hope so. I pray every day that the worst is over. But I don't know. I have no way of knowing. I am hopeful that the worst is over, which is a lot more than what I had even a few days ago. Either way, life goes on after birth, hopefully, however painful it may be, there is new life. And hopefully we use our free will to make it softer, kinder, gentler, more loving, instead of cruel, mean, painful, separating. Because at the end of the day, what matters is how much and how well we loved ourselves and everybody else at the same time. It's 11/11, May 28th, 2024. I'm not joking. It's ridiculous. And I love you forever and always in all of my lifetimes. Later on the same day. Moments like these are particularly hard, when I am weak and vulnerable and super alone. Keiki is sick and you hate the dogs. Only you used to love them. You said you were never connected to them, which is not true. There is one particular IG post you made, certain profile pics that have Keiki. Anyway, her glands are impacted again, even though Chelsea has been coming and expressing them, so I am taking her in first thing a.m. I waited too long and I feel bad, but I can't really fix it in this moment. I hate not being able to talk to you, hide in your arms and chest momentarily from the world. Not anyone, but you. You said you were selfish, and I told you that also, but you are actually not. You're very kind and caring and loving, and you use selfishness to protect yourself. You use it to disconnect from situations that could or will in some way cause you pain. You're not selfish in your true nature. When you go there to that place, you become ruthless and cruel, but it's not who you are. It's so not who you are. Fear is so powerful, and fear of pain can be lethal. And I will love you through it all. We may never be together again, and I may never hide from the world in your arms, but I will love you through your self-proclaimed selfishness, because it's a lie. That is not who you are, at least not from where I'm standing and watching.